All right, now we've got that background on. I feel real comfortable with these colors that I have on there. It's a muted sort of a grayish brownish color, but it fits. It looks all of a sudden this painting looks finished in the background. I mean, as finished as I need it to be, and it's pleasing to me. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working this this headpiece. I'm not going to bore you with doing the whole thing, but I want to show you the approach of it. And the reason that I did the background first is I'm going to start up on the top, and I want to be able to see how light I really want to go with this very top bit. Now, if you can see this headpiece of mine, I don't know if you can see it. I'm putting it in front of you here. It's just a very complicated bunch of little stripes and threads, and it's just really complicated. And so you want it, when you're approaching something like this, you say to yourself, "Oh my God, I can't do something like that. It's way too complicated." Well, here's the key. Whenever you're looking at something that's really complicated, it's not important that you paint every little thing. What's important, just like in the portrait itself, you identify what stands out most to you. What is the what what colors dominate your first impression? And when you start painting, then that's where you start, and it becomes more and more refined and subtle as you go along. And you take it as far as you want to take it. I could get away very nicely just signing this painting right now. As far as I'm concerned, it's quite a nice little painting. But for the purpose of this class, we're going to take it a little bit further. So now I'm looking at. I have a very strong light, which we've already talked about, shining down on top of me. This is the light over my easel, and it makes it for a very strong colors up in the top of this headpiece. And so I'm looking at it. I'm saying, okay, it's the yellows and there's the blues that I wanted to refine first. There's a lot of little reds and stuff, but we'll do those later. So I'm gonna just mix up a couple of little colors. They don't have to be perfectly accurate. I don't have to match them because there's so many colors in here. I just can't match them. So I'm going to do a light yellow. I'm going to do a light blue. And then I think I'll do a little dark blue. Okay, the yellow, I took some white. I took some cadmium yellow, which I just added on my palette, by the way. I forgot it before. And I'm going to put some orange in there. Maybe a little bit more cadmium yellow. Make this just a really wild little color here. It's not at all an accurate match, but it's close enough for me to be able to identify particular areas. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to make a blue. So I'm going to take some white, a little bit of white, some ultramarine, some turquoise.
What's the full name of that turquoise?
This is phthalo turquoise, real bright, strong turquoise, and you don't need very much of it to do the job, let me tell you. Okay, and you know what, I think I'm going to do a red too, because I got the basic things that I'm looking at. I see yellows, goldy yellows, greens, blues, and some like a burgundy red. There's no real strong fire engine red, it's just more purpley kind of red. So I'm going to mix up a color like that. So I'm taking some of this Cad Red Deep, a little ultramarine, maybe a little white because I don't want it, and it's just not really a pretty color, but I know when it's combined with these other colors it's going to do the job for the moment. Now we're not going to paint this headpiece to finish at this stage, although I haven't really determined in my mind how far I want to take it. Which brings up a very interesting point. In this particular painting style, My wife tells me all the time, you know, you could have stopped just at the drawing and you would have had a perfectly fine painting. That may or may not be true. But as I'm painting, I am attempting to determine how far I really want to take this. You know, how far do I want to go with this? And what I've developed over the years is a painting technique which allows me uh, to not necessarily have to carry everything to its natural conclusion. I can stop anywhere in the process when I feel that, you know what, anything that I'm doing from this point on isn't helping this painting. When I get to that point, then I say quits and I put my name on it. Okay? And so we're at that process right now. I know that, for example, right now at this juncture of this painting, even though it's incomplete, everything that we do from this point on is just sort of like what do they call it? Cream on the cake or whatever. It's just extra.